And today I want to talk about, first off, tomorrow is supposed to snow. The birds out here going back crazy, no pun intended. The birds are having a council meeting. Apparently, they're trying to figure out if they're flying south. I don't know what they're doing, but they are chit-chatting it up. So that's what you hear in the background. I mean, it's a ton of birds too. It looks crazy. It's also kind of cool. Nonetheless, let's get started. All right, so today I wanted to talk about, like I said, it's supposed to snow tomorrow here. And a lot of us are doubtful, but we're prepared. And the reason a lot of us are prepared is because of what happened 12 years ago in 2014. Now, I am in Atlanta, and it's kind of this online, and it's this joke. So in 2014, there was this event that occurred, and it has been named the Snowpocalypse. Essentially, and I was here. It snowed out of nowhere, and no one was prepared. I think we had one or two snow trucks in the entire state of Georgia, not Atlanta, the entire state of Georgia. And when I say it was like 2-3 p.m. It was in the middle of the day, so everyone was still at work. I don't know if it was school, because it was like January or February, whatever the case is. And I remember this because I had just left LA Fitness, and I was headed home, and it just started snowing right before the snow could stick. There was literally no time to prepare. No schools were called out, no work. Everything had resumed that day as normal because no one knew it was going to snow. Well, somebody knew, but it wasn't communicated properly. Nonetheless, we got roasted online as a city, as a state, as a city, as a whole. And I think every year since then, whenever they say it's going to snow, we go into the grocery stores. This is pre-COVID. We go into the grocery stores and the Walmarts and the Targets and the whatever store you go to, and we clear the shelf. You hear me? Everyone over prepares, and for years it's always been exaggerated. I think last year was the first year that it fulfilled itself. The prophecy was fulfilled, and it actually snowed when they said it was going to snow, and all the preparation everyone had done had paid off. And so I always think about that year because Snowpocalypse in Atlanta actually happened twice. It happened at the end of January, and then it happened again in February. I think the second time we were warned. I'm not sure, but the second time it wasn't the snow, it was the ice. And if you aren't familiar with driving on ice, black ice specifically, it's something you can't see, you can't anticipate it. Well, lo and behold, here we go, driving to my grandmother's house, may she rest in peace, and we got what we needed to get and went back home. On the way back home, our car flipped over, and we were in what could have been a very, very tragic accident. We flipped down a slope into like where the off ramp is on an exit, and we tumbled and we rolled, and it was myself, my then boyfriend, now husband, my mom, and my dog Silver, may he rest in peace. And I'm smiling, but that shit was scary as hell. It was scary, and it happened so fast. And I don't know if you ever been in like an accident like that, but it happens really fast. However, like I said, it was ice out, and so that's what happened. We hit a patch of black ice that we couldn't see, and it took us right off the highway. Now, it was snowing, so there was no one really out. I mean, it wasn't snowing, it was ice. It was iced, so no one was out riding around. It was not a regular day. So everyone was in shock. I was in the back. It was like my husband, which was my boyfriend at the time, my mom, they were in the front, and me and my dog was in the back. And I was like, everybody okay? Yes. And in my mind, and I have this thing where I can act in high stress situations. I know a lot of people freeze up and they have no idea what to do. I feel like my brain turns up, my adrenaline turns up to the max, and I'm like, the answers just start coming to me. I was like, everybody okay? Bet. And I said, can I kick out the window? Can I kick out the sunroof? I don't know why I asked him, can I kick out his sunroof? Like who cares? Kick out whatever you need to kick out to get us to safety. So I did that. I felt, baby, that sunroof thick. And then he started helping me with his boot, because it was apparent at this time that like it was do or die. And I'm just thinking like worst case scenario. I've seen all the movies, I've seen the cars blow up. I'm not trying to do that. I know. Just follow me here. So we kicking the sunroof. Of course, my foot versus my foot in a whole man foot. Like, of course, we got it. Now, if you look at the car, hopefully I can find a picture. On the bottom was me and my mom. My mom was in the front, I was in the back. So we're kicking over her head essentially. And anyways, the sunroof eventually broke, it gave way, and I got out, he got out. We had to work to get my mom out, and of course the dog. Nonetheless, we all got out safely. We walked up the hill, and then the fire truck came, and they're getting out the car. They're like, okay, how many people in there? They putting on their gear, and I looked the fireman dead in his eye. I said, nobody in there. We ain't got time to die. And he said, facts. That was all he said. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's been on the scene of some horrific accidents. But anyways, that was the day that my life changed. This was February 2014. I don't know. It was a crazy amount of events happened. My cousin lived not too far. She came and picked my mom and the dog up. We stayed with the car and the police gave us a ride home. My mom was the one that had the keys, so we had to break in the house while the police was outside. It was just crazy. Mind you, the reason we left the house was because we had no electricity, so we went to go get food for my grandmother. That's why we left, because we was being some fat asses. But no, we actually went to go get food. So we literally breaking into our house, breaking through the window while the police is out there. We had went and lit every candle in the house, and we just had this moment, and I was just like in shock. You're still even though it's over and you're safe, you're still in a state of shock. And I think the adrenaline is, I don't know how long it takes to run out of your body, but baby, it was still running through my body. And I was just thinking how my life flashed before me with literally 2 people and my dog, like the closest people to me, besides, in addition to like my dad and my sister, and how that could have been the last day of my life. That was the moment that my life changed. Now, yes, it could have changed for the worse, but I was protected and we were protected, and it literally changed the trajectory of my life. And so literally for the next maybe 5 weeks, I'm living life with this in the back of my mind, and everything I wanted started clicking. The college roommate that I saw teaching in China and riding on elephants during this same time period, I said I'm going to do that next year. The people who were importing products, because I was trying to learn how to get products from China to America, and no one at this time in 2014 was on YouTube selling courses about how to do so. If so, I didn't find them. And I did find this one mastermind group called Into China. At the time, it was called The Elevator Life. So I was like, okay. So I literally joined a mastermind that I found online in 2014, and I was too scared to pay money online, so I had to meet them in person when I finally moved to China. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I wanted to learn how to export products from China to America, and found this. Actually, I had been watching them on YouTube, The Elevator Life. Then they turned to Into China. And all of these things just started clicking. And I was like, wait, I'm not married. At the time, I wasn't married. I wasn't engaged. And I was like, what's holding me back? Me. I definitely know I wanted to go to China like 2 years prior, but that trip was canceled. So I've actually been wanting to go to China since 5th grade, since we had pen pals, and they would send us candy from China. And like, I had always had this like sense of connection to the country and to the culture, even though I didn't know shit about it. And it was like the moment just presented itself. I finally reached out to my college roommate, asked her what program she was in. Boom, bam, went to the website, bam, bing, bada boom. Found out the application was due literally in a couple of days. I think I applied March 27th or March 28th. The deadline was March 31st. I applied, did my interview, did my next interview, got in, had to do all of the police reports and prepare to get my visa and all these things like that. And it just was like so easy. It was so easy. I don't like the fact that it took a near-death situation to bring me to that part of my life. I'm so grateful for it at the same time. And I was talking about and I want to just kind of talk through the mindset of how you can go from tragedy to triumph. And I couldn't have written a better next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okay, I couldn't have thought of this. So like I said, I applied for the job. I got in. I didn't know, obviously, that my boyfriend was planning to propose. But me being the person I am, you're coming with me. Whatever. It is what it is. I was thinking about the mindset that allowed me to receive the downloads, to receive the ideas, and how I was freed, and I was freed from my own fear. I was free from my own hesitation. I would say that more so than fear. My hesitation was like, I have all these opportunities, but I didn't reach out to the people that could help me along the way, that could at least give me insight or point me into the next direction as I continue to blaze my own trail. And I think, and I don't know what the spirit of hesitation and where it comes from, but I think most of it, or at least a part of it, comes from not trusting yourself. And at that time, I was young, I was unsure, and most people are following the traditional route. You know, you graduate college, you get married, you get a job after you graduate college, a good one, start your career, you get married, you have children. And I was definitely on track for all of it, except at that time I had got laid off the year prior from a corporate job that was so freaking boring. Oh my God. But it was one of those like new tech companies that got all this investments and money, and baby, they didn't know how to run a company. We were all the same age. So that was an interesting experience. And that's like, we were using like CRMs and all this social media and using radio traffic, and it was cool, but at the same time, like, it wasn't fulfilling. I found myself writing business plans while I was at work. I found myself creating this project that was really fun that I call Arts in the Park. And I essentially invited all my little cousins, and we was doing arts in Piedmont Park, and I brought snacks, and I had paid for everything, and I wanted to grow it to something where it could get sponsored, and we just grow it from there. And I was just doing everything while I was at that job because, for one, it was super easy. It wasn't challenging. I wasn't curious about any of it. And two, I was in a desk. I don't even think we were in cubicles. Well, maybe a cubicle, whatever. But like, I was sitting at a desk. I'm a very lively person. I mean, it's cold right now, so I'm like, grr. But like, I want to be up. I want to be out. I'm alive, like movement and you know, motion. And the cubicle life is just not for me. And I don't know why I was hesitating on what I knew what was for me, but it's like I don't like the fact that a near-death situation woke me up and caused me to literally like open my eyes. But at the same time, I am forever grateful for the fact that I was eyes wide open, ears listening to what the message was. Because had I not listened, I don't know, we don't know, but what if you don't listen to the idea of what you're supposed to do, and you're allowing the spirit of hesitation to literally stop you when you have every answer and know you're protected to move forward on your actual like calling that's on your life. If you're my people, you have a calling on your life, and you know it, and you've been reminded of it over and over, and it's almost irritating that you're sitting on the other side of this screen and you're sitting in the spirit of hesitation because you have so many gifts that people like you and behind you need and desire, and you're holding on to them out of whatever lack of self-trust you may have that someone else gave you, or you just have a low self-esteem and confidence in your capabilities. You have all the things you need. They're right inside of you. The spirit of hesitation should no longer reside in you because you need to release it. And I mean, you need to release it because so many people can benefit from your hero story. And I find that to be what a lot of us need. We need that reminder. And I don't want you to have to go through something like traumatic like that to get that reminder. I want this video to be your reminder that the spirit of hesitation does not belong to you. You have everything you need. You have the capabilities, and you just need to work on the identity. You need to work on the mindset that identifies you as the person that does what it is you want to do. Not only did I move to China, I inspired a whole ton of people. My fiance came, moved, changed his life, quit his corporate job, I did learn how to export products. I had products on Amazon. I've done so many things successfully. I failed so even more times than that. And now I'm able to teach and coach others on how to do that as well. And learning the language. My daughter was born there. I got married in Hong Kong. My son, like all of these things that came out of this, the friendships, oh my God, the relationships, the family that we built while living over there. Like I will never have a bad opinion about my experience over there. It was the most trying, difficult time of my life. China is a culture shock. If you're American, China is a huge culture shock. Europe is nothing. I mean, especially Western Europe, like, ain't no culture shock. It's not at all. But China, whew, that was a new one for me. And I'm so grateful that I didn't allow the spirit of hesitation. And I literally was cracked wide open and forced myself to do something scary, hard. I know a lot of people watch videos now, and there are so many people right now living in China, Black Americans living in China and showing you the beauty of the country. And we now we have this probably the best time to be alive. We don't have to rely on the news and other people's opinions and news reporters that get paid by whoever's trying to control the narrative to share the truth about the world. We can go ourselves, especially if you have an American passport. Yo, let me tell you, I'm not too sure everything that's going on in the world right now, but I am one to look at the cup half full, if not all the way full. I'm very optimistic. So as of right now, the U.S. passport is still a strong passport, and so is the U.S. dollar. As of right now, January 23rd, 2026. Will that change? I don't know. Okay, and I almost don't care because I still will find a way. I will, and you can too. You have that spirit in you. You've been a go-getter. Don't let the only time that you've pushed past your inhibitions be when you were in high school or college. You grown woman now, you grown man now. You have the authority over your life. You can do that. You can do whatever you want to. You can make whatever happen. Don't get jaded by the fact that now we know so much of what's going on in the White House. So I'm pretty sure crazier stuff was happening for the last 20, 30, for however old you are years since you've been alive in the White House. But now we just have so much access in a ding dong, but you know what I mean? This is not political. I'm just saying this is about you, and this is about your mindset, and this is about you going to get what is yours and not allowing and waiting for some type of tragic event experience to happen to you before you get the freaking wake-up call that you got to go get it now. Like, one thing I hate regret. If you have something that you're hesitating on, this is the sign you've been looking for right here, right now. Go do it. The world needs exactly what only you can offer, and we're waiting on you. Hi, I'm the Spivey J. If you're interested in learning more about transformation, mindset mastery, and getting more fulfillment in your life, then I would truly appreciate you subscribing to my channel, hitting those buttons, liking and sharing. I also send out a newsletter where I go deeper if this resonates with you. I'm currently in the midst of a weight loss journey. In 2025, I lost 50 pounds. And I'm halfway to my goal. I'm changing my life. I'm stacking habits. I'm doing all the things slowly but consistently, and I'm not waiting for someone to come save me. I'm going to save myself. And I really truly thank all of the mentors online that never met me, that I've been watching your videos, you've been creating, you've been sharing, you've been vulnerable. That's who I want to be. I want to be the next version of myself, the higher version of myself that doesn't allow hesitation, doubt, and fear to stop me. So if again this resonates with you, I would truly appreciate for you to join the community, hit the subscribe button. The link is in the description. All right, I'm going to continue with this challenge. I really like recording these videos every single day. And if you have any questions about my experience, I did have another channel while I was living abroad as an expat, and baby, that channel is not shut down for a reason. Wink. All right, that's it. That's all. Stay warm wherever you may be. I think I'm 2 days ahead on my video, so hopefully if it don't snow tomorrow, I'll be out here. If it do snow tomorrow, I'll probably still be out here because I don't know, I'm locked in, and so should you. Have a beautiful day. Stay warm wherever you are, and if you get snowed in tomorrow, take some time, have a mirror moment, write in your journal, do a really good reflection. Let's work on some self-awareness so that we cannot just be throwing our goals and visions out to be carried through the wind, but we can actually go with them and float. All right, peace.